tuned because this is about to get hot. And then some of y'all try to hit me with statistics of saying, well, look at the household income. Again, you did not break it down and show me household income of blacks is this much. They're at the bottom. Why? Because 75% of those are single women on one income. Yeah, it's gonna be at the lowest. Are you kidding me? Yeah. And then he tried to say, well, look here. It showed that Asians making and that was wrong because it's actually Indians. People from India are at the top of the. But look at you can't just say this is the reason why blacks are at the lowest. Because what are you basing that on? You're basing that off of a household income of with both parents in there. Are you basing it off of that? Yeah. Because most of the time, if you got 75% of blacks without a father in the home, and the mother is a single parent, you darn right it's going to show that blacks are at the lowest, because it's not like it's a male and female parent home. It is just a single parent home. Y'all listen to that. 75% of all blacks are from a single parent home consisting mainly of the mother. Period. Anywho, I'm trying to say so much as I can say this because I'm not going to be keeping this thing going, because the thing is, like somebody sat there and said, so it's obvious that you're not going to be convinced that actually white privilege exists, whatever like that. And the reason why I'm not going to be convinced because it doesn't. Some people say, well, what about that? You a Christian man, you said that God exists and da-da-da-da. And I always tell people the reason why I say God exists is because I had an experience with him. And whether you believe me or not, it doesn't matter. So they try to use that against me. They say, well, guess what? White privilege exists. And just because you have an experience. You going off. Don't try to stop it. Well, no, that's not what I meant. No. Don't try to stop it. You just get ready to say, well, I know that white privilege exists. And just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean that it doesn't. I'm trying to experience it, but it's not. But then yet the black folks that got mad at me about this told me that I am experiencing it. I got called an Oreo, and I also got called a white supremacist. Y'all don't know what Oreo mean? That means you black on the outside and white in the middle. So I guess I do have some type of white privilege. No, what I do have is something called a mind of individual thinking without trying to have nobody influence it at all. I think for myself. I do for myself. I don't ask nobody for no handouts. Now, were we on governments when as a young age? Yes, my mom was on. We were on food stamps. We used to go down there to the WIC line and all stuff like that, get our government cheese and the milk, and I think they gave us some King vitamin cereal and kabooms. But my mom eventually got herself into school, got her degree. Wow. I got my degree. 2 of them. Gonna end up being 3. So how privileged am I? When it all comes down to it, folks, is this. We all are in agreement. We're in the greatest country, the land of the free and opportunity, unless you're black. I mean, come on, are you serious? How is it that Asian people, other people from other countries like Africans and Indian, I mean, well, you see Indians all in the hospital, man. They're able to come over here. And from what I'm told from a lot of them who parents had nothing, both parents work to make sure that their kids are going to go to college, get through school, and these kids come out and do well, and then they end up creating a generation that's following their footsteps. I told you guys before, my sons don't see none of this stuff that I talk about. I drive them through places before, show them where I grew up, where I lived at. They don't want that life. I don't want them to have that life. But guess what? They see what daddy does. I don't sit down and go to my sons and go, look here, son, see, this is how you can be successful. I don't tell them nothing. They see it. Dad did this. Oh man, we can go anywhere. No, what? I don't even talk to them about this. They just see, dad take us here. Dad do this. We eat out here. We eat out there. We go on vacation when dad wants to. We go here. We can go anywhere we want to. We can go eat anywhere we want to. And like I said, anywhere we want to. Now, you can't go to Dubai. Yes, I can, because I got a friend who actually came from a Prince family and all that. He and I are really good friends. And he told me anytime I want to come there and stay at one of them little hotels that his dad them got whatever in, I can come there. But I'm just not sure because I'm scared to go somewhere that's just floating on water like that was built. That's me. Anyway, go back to what I was just saying. My sons see what I do. They see what my wife do. And they know this is what dad is doing and what he does to live like that. In order for me to do that, that's what I got to do. Now, it goes the same way. Oh, well, mama, this is how mama living. So what I do now, mama? Oh, well, you use your grandmama address and all that to get on food stamps and that. And guys, I've seen this a lot of times where they actually encourage them to do it. you handicapping your child. I said it before. If you keep on trying to give people a crutch, some people say, well, you can walk with a crutch. Yeah, but the whole point of physical therapy is to get you off to where you're independent. You do know that. All thing about physical therapy, we start you off with the highest level of assistance, or what we call an assistant device that you need. We give you a walker. Then we might progress from a walker to a rolling walker, from a rolling walker to a rollator, from a rollator to a Hemi walker, from a Hemi walker to a quad cane, from a quad cane to a single point cane, from a single point cane to you're doing it on your own. That's what needs to be done with these children mentally. Quit trying to always tell them that this oppression and all this stuff like that, that's a walker. And as long as you keep on giving them a walker, they're never going to be able to do nothing independently. And I'll give you another example before I close this out. There was a time, I don't know if they still do it now, but I know that like where I'm from, they talk about these circuses, right? The circus. In the circus, we couldn't for the life of us figure something out. And this, y'all heard this analogy before. Those big old giant elephants, big massive elephants, got a chain or big giant rope around their leg with a, what we call them, we call them train nails. You know them big old nails you can find on the train track sometimes. If you know y'all that walk there, you know what I'm talking about. Those big old train nails right there. But they are huge though. I mean, they big old stakes is what they are, guys. But to us, they look like train nails. But anyway, that big old stake would be in the ground with the elephant tied to it. We trying to figure out, like, don't the elephant know that all they got to do is just, like, without even no effort, just step out and they're free, right? Well, you know what happens? Why the elephant don't? Because they get the elephants, for number one, already in captivity. Y'all follow me? Already in captivity. The elephants were born in captivity. As a young elephant, that thing that was on them was huge. That chain that was around them is huge to that baby elephant. The baby elephant physically can't get out of it. They can't get out of it. And the people that of the circus, I don't know, y'all know I'm just being truthful. They do things. Some of them beat the elephants. I don't know. We've seen this stuff before. They beat the elephants, whip them, whatever, with the whips and all that, into submission. When the elephant is trying to, you can't get free, so quit struggling. 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 You're not going to get free, so quit struggling. Pop, pop, pop. Keep on embedding it back in the elephant's head. You're not going to get free. So guess what? In time, that baby elephant knows that he's not going to be able to get free from them chains that's lashed onto him. That's been going on with the elephant for so long that as the elephant grows, they can put that same exact chain on that elephant, and that elephant doesn't even know it no longer has to struggle. All it has to do is walk out of it. That's all it has to do, is take a step and walk out of it. And that's exactly what I'm using right now to say that's what you can do to the minds of people that look just like me when you want to try to say you oppressed or it's white privilege. All you're doing is keep on making that chain such a significant thing on these children that when they grow up, they don't even realize or even know that all they got to do is walk out of it. Yes, walk out of it. And I'm telling you all again, I told you I was going to do this. My young people, young black mothers and all this, encourage your kids to do simply that. Don't let this whole mentality be in your children. You let your children know how powerful they are. You let your children know how great minds they have. You let your children know how talented they are, how gifted they are. You encourage your children to go after that thing that they say that they want to do. You push them that way and don't do nothing more than push them that way. And if there's any failure, y'all know how to reach me, the ones I'm talking to. If there's any failure, you know how it is, how I just redirect it, put them blinders back on them, keep their focus on where they was going and not on this over here. You know this. So let's keep this thing going, folks. I'm glad. I love the momentum that this thing has picked up. I absolutely love it, whether you are negative about it or not. But the whole point of it is that by you trying to say, yes, it is, you're not helping. You're not helping. And trying to get me to realize that white privilege is there is going to do what for me? What is it going to do for me? What is it going to do? To sit there and tell me, that even if it was true, even if you showed me that it actually existed, what is it going to do for me? What is it going to do for me? Just so I can say, oh, yep, it sure do. Okay, now what? Okay, right. So go on and do what you're going to go on and fulfill that. Well, man, like I said again, Young people out there, listen, whether you black or white, because guess what I told you? Even just from learning from this guy right here, and I thank you ones for actually we're just going to try to bust my bubble on this and show me proof of all this. Y'all led me to all these different avenues which led to this. You know, amongst white folks, it's 25% now. Amongst Latinos, 50%. Amongst blacks, 75%. And they all bring it down to there's no fathers there. And at the same time, you don't want there to be no fathers. You want there to be an excuse. This is your excuse. It ain't the father. It's this excuse of white privilege. It ain't the father. It's this excuse of police doing this. No. Stop feeding them that stuff. Because I'm going to continue to feed them the truth. I'm going to continue to push them in the right direction. Keep their focus on where it is that they're trying to go. Not to where we once were. Plain and simple. I'm Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you guys have food, shelter, and clothing. And I hope and pray every last one of you guys are in great health. God bless you all through Jesus.